Alrighty. Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review episode 273. Don't worry, I'm hoping to get a chance to review the newest episode of the anime in another video for this one. But this is discussing the newest One Piece film, One Piece Red, which was just released here 2 days ago. Now, I chose to watch this over watching Black Adam and Halloween Ends because of the limited release. That's mainly the reason for it. And I gotta give high praise for this one over the original movie. The last movie I saw, which was Stampede, which I saw basically 3 years ago now. Yes, 3 years ago. Where that one's released in a small amount of theaters. And unlike that one, this one I actually watched it fucking dubbed. Because the last time I saw One Piece movie in theaters, which was One Piece Stampede, I had to watch it subbed. Wasn't really a big fan of it, but I still like the movie nonetheless. Yes. Now, basically the premise of this movie is this. We have the Straw Hats going to this island, which apparently is like a musical island. And they go there to see Uti. Well, Uta. Yes, who is Luffy's childhood friend. And they're to enjoy the concert because they basically listen to music in a two-part arc that happened just a couple months ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago that happened. So they arrive at the island. Of course, they all dressed up. And by the way, all the outfits they wear here are complete movie original because they don't wear this in the show at all. This is what. And by the way, these are two different outfits because, excuse me, they have a different outfit they wear later on, which I'll get to that. So, after Uta has her first song, which, by the way, Uta in this movie is voiced by Amanda Lee, who does an excellent job voicing her. Now, some people might describe her performance, well, at least not performance, but mostly her dialogue, as mostly you might describe as woke. Kinda, but not really. Basically, her dialogue in the movie is that she is like pirates, because they think they're all evil and they destroy stuff. Not all of them in the One Piece series. Some are, but not all of them. Also, I've got to mention this too about this movie. It seems like in the 3 years since the last movie, now the show has got beautiful animation, but apparently they didn't put enough money in animation for this movie because it feels as though the animation for this movie feels like a downgrade from the last movie. I'm like, it feels like a bit of darker color palette. It looks a bit darker than the last movie. Which I found that to be quite strange. And also, Big Mom herself makes a quick cameo movie. And her outfit looks completely different. Yeah, still the same dress she normally wears. But it's different color scheme for some strange reason. Yeah, I don't know why in the world this is. Maybe it's from the angle where I sit in the movie theater. But that's what it looked like to me. I thought that was kind of weird. So, Luffy basically just says hi to Uta, who doesn't recognize him at first until he basically lifts up his head like, "Oh, Luffy!" And then they hug, and of course, how do you know her? Because she's Shank's daughter, of course. And apparently she has no problem with Luffy revealing that factoid. Yeah, for her it's not a secret per se, though they do explain where the heck she came from. It's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. They explain the flashback in the movie. So, and of course, Raph, and before Luffy goes to the stage, we have these other unnamed pirates, but two others who are very familiar pirates, show up to basically try to kidnap Uta after her song. And so I have pirates just appearance by Brute and Oven. Yes. Now here's the thing for these two. The last of these two appeared in animation was actually in the Whole Cake arc. And yes, we do see a brief return of Katakuri, Pespro, Smoothie, and a bunch of Big Mom's kids. Now, Pespro only has a couple lines. I'm a little surprised about that. Now, here's the strange thing about him and his appearance. When you see in the movie, his body is intact, which is weird. If this is supposed to be after Hokage or Wano, wouldn't he be covered partially in candy? Yeah, that's a really good one. Also, Katakuri was beaten by Luffy in the last arc. Now, the thing is, the movies have never generally been canon. They have acknowledged some canon in the show. They do mention that he's like the fifth emperor, something they came up with after the events of Whole Cake. So you could say it's kind of set up the Whole Cake, and then why the heck is Jinbei here? Good question. Also, Zeus appears in the movie. Yes, Zeus. And he's in Nami's, well, her climate act, which is interesting to say the least. Mm-hmm. So, then after they kind of have a brawl, and then she traps some of the pirates, including Brate and Oven on these lines of music, and then apparently Luffy, because he wants to compete with the pirates, of course they have to finish eating because apparently that Uta wants this thing where keep everybody in this world that she's created, and it turns out it's a literal world. Because they show later on in the movie that apparently everybody except for her is dreaming. Yes, seriously. The whole movie is mostly a dream sequence, which it's just quite interesting to say the least when it comes to this movie. So, and of course Katakuri is like, I'm going to help my sister. And we show the lady like, wait, you here to help out? And he's like, no, I'm only here for my sister. Not saying give him back about his brother, who's here, Oven, a guy who can literally burn baby people by the frickin' touch. Yeah, doesn't care about his brother, but he does deeply care about his sister. And the credit sequence implies, oh boy, it just seems as though it's implying in the movie that Katakuri and Brute might be in a sexual relationship. It's implied by the credits, but it's never really delved into, which is weird to say the least. Yes, so, and of course, Uti goes mad. She's basically become indirectly the main villain of the movie. And her reasoning behind this because she thinks all pirates are evil. And the most evil person that enters the world is her own father, Shanks. I'm like, what the heck is this? Yeah, they do explain in the movie of why the heck that basically Shanks abandoned. Basically, she's not with Shanks because in the show it's like, oh, she can singer. The actual reason is utterly ridiculous. Which I'll get to more of that. So apparently on this island, aside from seeing Ava and, of course, Katakuri, Josephine, and Brute, we all see, believe it or not, Bartholomew, Captain of the Bart's Law, his polar bear, who is a really big Uta fan, Kobe, Hippo, Magellan, which this is a guy common associated with Bo Hancock. Let's see, Kazakugi. Don't remember the admiral's name who first appeared in the Dressrosa. He pops in this movie, which I think this was his movie debut. Yeah, a lot of characters in this movie are making their movie debut in this thing. Like a lot of characters, which I'm surprised. In a case of Barto himself, this is his second movie he's appeared in. And I believe for Law, this is also his second appearance in the movies. Yes, because he also appeared in the last movie as well. For Jinbei, I believe for him, this actually is his movie debut. I'm like, okay, interesting. Sunny's been appearing in the movies since... I'm trying to think. How long ago was the first movie that the Sunny appeared in? That's a really question. Because... Of course, oh yeah, there's also the debut of two Luffy's moves makes a movie debut. One has not been seen since the Whole Cake arc. The other makes his anime debut. I'll get to more of that. So, and then because apparently Uta doesn't like what Luffy's doing, so her whole crew gets trapped in the music and he gets away thanks to Bartholomew Law. And of course they run to the ruler of the island whose name is Gordon. And he kind of explains what exactly happened, kind of, but doesn't fully get to it just yet. Okay, what exactly happened between Shanks and Uta? Why they stopped basically being together? Yeah, it's explained later on in the movie that apparently, while singing, because apparently people love music so much, which somehow unlocked dark music. Yes, seriously. And some of that music flew out of this basement, this library basement, into the ballroom that Uta was in. She just happens to read it and unleashes a freaking demon. Yes, a musical demon in One Piece. And I'm thinking, a musical demon? What the heck is this? I mean, what is this? Demon Slayer? Yeah. It is by far one of the strangest things. And apparently she did unleash this about 12 years prior to events of the series. So Shanks told told Gordon, despite the fact technically this was indirectly Uchi's fault, he told Gordon that was actually his fault for basically what happened here. And of course, Rule the Treasure. And apparently the whole population was massacred in the whole thing, which they didn't really show it at all. And apparently the world government does not like what she's doing, because apparently because they think she unleashed the demon, and turns out they were actually really right about that, but their methods are really ridiculous. Apparently the five elder idiots, I still call them that, which I believe this is actually the film debut too. Come think of it, yes, that's 100% completely true, because, like, in the case of Fleet Admiral, I believe he did appear in the previous movie, and some of the Fleet Admirals, but the one from Dressrosa, I believe this is his debut, but wow, so many film debuts this one. Yeah, so apparently in order to protect the world and a freaking celestial dragon who was there for some, apparently his name is St. Charles, which, if you're curious though, did this guy appear in the show? Yes, he did. If I remember correctly, I believe this was the guy punched by Luffy back in Sabaody. Yeah. So, this actually is his first time since that arc he's been seen. Also, Bluto is here. Yes. Bluto, formerly of CP9, not part of CP0. And apparently the girl who was known for having put like soap on her and fought Nami in Enies lobby, she's here too. I'm like, did this movie bring out characters and I've been seeing a long time? I mean, Bluto, this is the first time that he's been seen in the movie since, let's see, when was the last time he appeared in anything related to One Piece? Oh, I don't know. How about Enies freaking lobby? Yeah, that was pretty much in the way. Like, that was the last time that he was seen, along with the other girl. Oh, Rob Lucci appears in the movie. Yes, Rob Lucci. Which, I think for him, this may have been his film debut as well. The CP0 did technically appear in One Piece Gold. Yeah. Which I found that to be interesting. Yes. So, they all basically got to explain stuff. And then, of course, the Straw Hats are free thanks to using music sung by of course, Brooke, because his singer. Amber gets freed. Oven and Brute briefly work with them. And they go to the base and do a little research. And apparently there are 3 Golem robots there. Yes, seriously, 3 Golem robots. Which all the Straw Hats except for Rob basically research on, basically fighting because she's doing research. And she reveals the details about the demon. And then, of course, in order to get out of the place because the place is collapsing, Nami decides to contact Brutier, the same woman who practically tried to kill her back in Whole Cake. And apparently she just like, if she doesn't help him, she won't see her brother again. Not Oven, Katakuri. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of weird to say the least when it comes to these two relationships. Because that's just my opinion anyways. That I think these two have an incestuous relationship. Yes, it's never delved into per se, but I think it's very heavily implied that these two have a potential relationship. And in case you're curious though, does Big Mom give a damn? Nope, she does not give a damn about two of her kids doing each other. Yeah, she does not care at all. Nope. So they get out via that, they meet in the mirror world, and then of course Demon himself shows up later on. After of course Luffy tries to basically try to reason with Uti. And also, in the outside world, Shanks shows up completely out of nowhere. Yes, Shanks is here. And he stops Uta from stabbing Luffy in the freaking heart. Yes. And then eventually, and then that demon shows up, and then we have a really interesting, several interesting fight sequences that everybody can coordinated. And via coordination between Usopp and Wassup, which apparently this is kind of, in a way, the first time Usopp has kind of talked to his father ever in the history of the franchise. Doesn't see him per se, but he does kind of talk to him via the eyes, thanks to Operation Haki, because it's confirmed Usopp has got it. And the other people who got Usopp or Operation Haki, I believe it's just Luffy, Zoro, Katakuri definitely has, because confirmed he can share it with his sister. Yep. Yeah. So they get coordinated, and then Luffy, well, at first he goes, now here's the strange thing, he goes Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4, doesn't say the names for some reason. He also apparently doesn't bother to say the other moves he does in the movie. Because I saw Gear 2, 3, and 4, I'll get to that other one in a minute, and it looks like he's doing like Gum Gum Barrage. It's like, I'm not gonna, I don't know if this is Funimation's fault or the studio for not including the name of the attacks, because normally it's what they do, but apparently, I think I gotta believe this on Toei's part. Then during the fight, Luffy goes to Gear 4, Balloon Mode, stays in that for a while, and then goes to Snake Mode. Yes, Snake Mode. The first time he's done this since he fought Katakuri. And then, this was so bizarre. For a brief 10 seconds, he saw Luffy go to his Joy Boy mode, aka Gear 5. A mode that's not made an appearance in the anime yet. Now, I think normally these movies do, in fact, wait until an anime shows something off. Something that's really cool in the manga. But I blame this on Toei. For basically... Now, I know what... Basically, I know what this is. You don't see Luffy's face, per se. But I know this is the Joy Boy mode because of the white halo stuff that's behind his head. That's over his head. That's the Gear 5. Something he didn't assume in the manga until he fought Kaido late in their fight. I'm like, Toei, what the heck are you doing debuting this early? It hasn't appeared in the main anime yet. Because I think normally they would wait. Now, you might be curious though. Did he do this with Gear 4 as well? I don't think so, because I think when One Piece Go came, I think Dressrosa was still going on at that point, but I don't know if the actual gear itself may have debuted in the anime first for the movie. But I think that Toei jumped the gun with this one. Yes. Unless you read the manga, you probably have no idea why the heck Luffy is all white for. Yes. I know he's in the Joy Boy mode because I've read a damn manga. That's how I know. It is by far, and also I love seeing Shanks get a chance to fight. Yeah, it's an amazing fight sequence. I love it. It's basically a union between the Straw Hats, a couple members of the Big Mom Pirates, a couple people from the Navy, and of course from CP0. It's an excellent fight sequence. And they do defeat the demon. And then, despite the fact it's being, they can't go back to her not to see that. So Uti, oh by the way, it's revealed that Uti has been eating these mushrooms to keep herself awake. And after a certain period of time eating these things, Uta will die. Yep, she will die. And the first person to identify what these were was an admiral who made his film debut. Yes, at least for him, it was not basically an early cameo appearance. Oh, we'll get to the credits. That's something else. So he identifies it. I believe Sanji identifies it too. And of course, Shanks tries to have his daughter drink this up, but she doesn't want to. And then she frees everybody, and then she sings another song. Plenty of good songs in the movie. I got to hand it to it. It's really good songs here. Though apparently the one at 17 is like a very dark and grimmest song. Yes. Excuse me. After everybody's out. By the way, also for some reason in the movie we have Bluno, Law's polar bear, and the Sunny turned into some weird animal. Or at least he shrunk for some reason. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Having the Sunny turn into a creature. Yeah, that was so bizarre. Yeah, that felt completely random. Also, apparently all the ships in the harbor just mysteriously disappeared. Yeah, and while Uti was basically people hostage in the world, people who actually liked doing the stuff they did. And free from suffering. I'm like, what the heck is she talking about? Yeah. And like I just said, I am not blaming Mandalay for the dialogue. I'm not going to blame Funimation for the dialogue. I blame Toei for that. That is actually Toei's fault. Not Mandalay, not Funimation. It's Toei's fault for her dialogue in the movie. They probably have to translate what exactly she said, probably change some words here and there. But that was Toei's fault. Not Funimation, not Crunchyroll, and not Mandalay. So after they all get out of the dream world, Amber goes on a set of boats, and then we have where, like, Luffy's up on the Straw Hat ship. By the way, during the fast sequence, they do have the Straw Hats give another awesome costume, which is so awesome that they do that. So we even see of a different outfit. That I thought that'd be quite interesting to see. Yes, even Barute, she does one too. I thought it was so awesome to see that for her. So, and here's kind of the strange thing. The Navy tries to arrest Uta, but Shanks stops, and then, of course, they get away. And as what happens to her, not exactly explicitly revealed. It's implied she died. But here's the thing. They don't say. The credits don't say anything all about it. They just hear all the cons singing. And we see cameos in the credits by a whole boatload of characters. People like Boa Hancock makes a cameo appearance with her sisters, and the woman who was a predecessor as the Empress of the nation that Boa Hancock is ruler of. Let's see. We also see a cameo appearance by Pudding in her first film appearance. Yes, seriously. We also see Kaida, I think her name is, the one from Usopp's village. We see stuff from the women village here too. I'm trying to think, what else was it? It was Lola and Clifton reunited. Something that's another thing in the anime that has not happened. They've not shown that yet at all. That actually happened in the cover chapters. We have Clifton and Lola basically next to her husbands, respective husbands, and basically listen to Uto's music. And just like a whole lot of characters. You show off various characters throughout the One Piece franchise, including, I kind of forgot about these two, but I do kind of remember these two. There's this old man, his grandson, his dog. Believe it or not, these three are from the island that Frankie ended up at after he was separate from the Straw Hats, just in defense of Sabaody. Yeah, from that Winter Island. Yes, I thought this was kind of strange for them to make an appearance here. Because if you think of... Oh, by the way, Paranora. Another character who makes her film debut here. Yes, I thought that was quite strange. Yes. I mean, she makes an appearance here. I think this is the first time she probably I could think of in a long time. I think she did make one appearance in the actual Wano arc, but that was simply it. The movie overall is good. I enjoyed it. Do I think it's as good as Stampede? No. But I enjoyed the movie. I thought the movie was really good. Is it the best movie of the series? No. That is debatable. Some people could say it's Strong World or Z because of Oda's involvement. This one, I do agree. Now, here's the thing. Oda was heavily involved with this movie. So, it's definitely good. I appreciate that. If I'm thinking basically a fault with this movie is debuting stuff too early. That's my only irk with this movie, is debuting stuff that has not shown up in the main anime yet. Gear 5 is basically a good example of this. But otherwise, though, really good movie. Yep, I'm going to wrap it up here because I still got stuff to do. So yeah, that's it. Stick with you. Next time is going to be a comic corner. I tried to do this earlier, but I had to stop because I was going to say this. And after that, I'm going to do Uzi Showman's Hangout. Okay, next video. Bye.